And here we are, back again, together again. I know it's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy where we have not been to, like, it's been, oh, it's her. Is it me? Is it who? Who's going to be here? We're both here tonight.
We are both here tonight. Let's go.
Well, how crazy has it been over the last few weeks? It's like, and we both, well, I guess it was St. Patrick's Day. It started with St. Day, then it was next the following week. This has only been 2 weeks after St. Patrick's Day, but we are back again here on Two Birds, the podcast.
I miss you, Jamie.
Well, I miss you as well. I mean, it's like trying to talk by myself is hard, and I have a lot to say, but and I can imagine the same thing kind of happened. I mean, so I'm not sure exactly what happened last week. I can't really say for certain that I have any idea what transpired. I don't
know. I just blamed it on a family emergency. You had something come up with the kids and had to take care of it, and you're all good.
Yeah. Sounds great. Perfect. I don't. Like I said, it was a very weird situation. I was speaking gibberish. So
I have never heard Jamie speak gibberish. However, I have officially heard Jamie speak gibberish.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I don't know, and I don't. I can't even. I have no recollection. So
I don't like Jamie. It's so unlike you. Like it's not you. So I didn't understand it. I didn't know what was going on, but
I was making videos that night and cursing up a storm. I know me. I know how to curse, but I don't ever really curse.
But you don't curse.
Right. And I was cursing up a storm. And just to backtrack a little bit, they were filming a movie in my local bar, the bar that I go to all the time. They were filming a documentary.
Okay.
So I went to the bar fairly early. I didn't eat. There was a whole bunch of people in the bar that aren't used to, aren't there at the bar all the time. So I'm not exactly sure what transpired or how it transpired or what came of it. But I don't remember much after 7 o'clock at all. And it's kind of a little bit of a mystery, but that's such as life. You know what I mean? Sometimes, life is a mystery.
Well, you're adorable. I love you. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So today's show, I was saying, sometimes, it's hard to determine. I was trying to just bring out, what should we talk about this week? And I was talking about a lot of different things with a lot of different people this week. And it's hard to determine what's real and what's not. In this day and age. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard to.
We'll go with that.
You know what I mean? So somebody was asking. So I'm on a couple of different group chats in Facebook, and one of the things that somebody brought up was that when you're in a Walmart or you're in a supermarket and you want to talk to somebody, you want to get somebody's attention, how would you do it?
How would you do it?
Now, me personally, I'm really good at stuff like that. That's kind of my thing.
I am not. I would never do that.
Well, I personally am. If I find somebody attractive, and first off, when I go to shop, I'm only going to shop. So it's not really a thing. So, but realistically, if there was somebody who caught my eye.
Okay.
That really caught my eye and made me think, was hey, because ultimately, not only do you have to catch their eye, but then you got to scan their card a little bit to see what they've got in the card, whether they're buying for a family, whether they're, so it's
True.
Ultimately, I'm a guy that goes shopping. I'm the one that does the shopping for the family because I'm the one that does, when I would go shopping, we would eat.
Jamie, you're a single guy. It's either you shop or nobody else does. It's the same thing in my house. But
even when I was together with my ex, I would do the shopping because I like to eat, and so do they. But realistically, so as I am going through the aisles, if I see somebody worthwhile that I think that I'd be interested in trying to talk to, and I scan the cart well enough, and I think, well, you know what, this is possible.
Are you gonna hit on her?
Well, so hitting on her is a funny word. Like, am I going to shoot my shot? Maybe.
I mean, it's the same thing. Are you going to shoot your shot? Are you going to
Well,
hit on her? Are you going to shoot your shot? It's
so
the same thing.
ultimately, I throw it out to the world. Like, you got to make it very general because you're trying to get somebody's attention, but you don't want to be like, excuse me, you know what I mean? Can I talk to you for a minute? You know what I mean? So because that's
like
we're the supermarket.
Pardon me, can I ask you a question? Don't do that. That's weird.
No, I'm not doing that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking, hey, excuse me, can I ask you?
That's weird and awkward. Don't do that.
Exactly. So, like, I'll do something very general. Like, and I'll look at something, and I'll look at this box, and I'll act like I've never shopped before in my life, and I'll be like, does anybody even eat this anymore? You know what I mean? Like here you go. And this is one of my favorite foods. But I grab this box and be like, goldfish. Like, or no, actually I would go with the colored goldfish. I'm like, colored goldfish. Why would anybody eat it?
Jamie? That's like me going into Home Depot and shopping for a man and being like, I don't know what wood is.
Well, really? You don't know what any wood is?
I mean, I know what wood is, but it's the same thing. Like, I know what wood is.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm getting at.
I know how to buy my own wood.
Right. Good for you. That's important. That's important. But ultimately, I am trying to get somebody's attention, but I don't want it to be like a weirdo thing. Like, so, because ultimately, I'm throwing something out there to see if I get a reaction.
Right.
Because the reaction is the more important thing. You got to be able to say, okay, well, am I going to be able to hold a conversation? If you get a smirk or a smile, at that point, you have to figure out which way she's going in the aisle. And then I go the opposite direction. And then I kind of pay attention to see which aisle she goes into next so that I can meet her again in the middle. And then you have to do that for like 2 aisles so that.
Why 2?
Well, because the next aisle you don't want to be too weird.
You're already weird at this point.
Well, no, like you're trying to act cool here. You're trying to act cool. See, this is you. This is you trying to tell me what to do, and that's why that would fail miserably. That would fail miserably. When I do this, I can start a conversation.
Fine.
So after the second time of meeting in the middle of the aisle, you could say something like, "Well, we have to stop meeting like this." Or, so because then you can kind of spark up a little bit of a conversation. It's like.
That's like the stupidest pickup line ever.
Well, you know what? Cheesy pickup lines work in cheesy situations. And that's what it is. In fact, it would even work out even better if we were in the middle of the dairy aisle in front of the cheese. That would make a lot more sense.
No!
But ultimately, that's what I'm trying to get. Like, am I going to talk to her? Or am I not going to talk to her? Now, if I was a woman, and this was a woman who was asking this question, and I was saying, well, you have to then, if you're shorter, and it doesn't matter as long as you're not 5'10", you could say, "Excuse me, can you get that from the top shelf?"
I mean, hello, 5'2".
Well, there you go. So it would work for you. You could be like, if you wanted to try to spark a conversation with somebody, you could say, "Hey, listen, can you get that, whatever it is?" It wouldn't matter if it's down on the bottom. I can't
reach anything. 5'2". I'm climbing up on top of the second shelf and trying to knock stuff over.
Right. So, there again, you would be able to get them to possibly do that. If and then you'll be able to gauge whether it's something that you could have a conversation. If you could have a conversation with them, if
All
if
right, so
if
Tim,
you're doing that,
you're telling me the man of my dreams, I'm going to meet at the supermarket, and he's going to like knock shit off the shelf for me because I can't reach it.
uh, well, he might if he was a gentleman, and like I said, he's probably not going to the supermarket to shop for the next love of his life. And then, go be grooving and shaking there. He's probably looking for where the ramen noodles are so that he can buy some food. That's what guys do, especially when they're single, because they spend their money on beer and shots, and they don't really spend money on food, steak and ramen noodles.
I'm all about the steak. Cook me a good steak. I'm all in.
I agree. I love steak. I cook steak all the time, but I'm actually becoming more and more of a cook.
Jamie, I have to tell you, you cook a good steak. I appreciate your steak. All in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that being said,
still not having sex with you.
Thanks. So anyways, so when you're doing that and you're trying to make the eye contact, you got to figure out whether it's real or not. Whether that is whether they're being nice.
If it's like a real connection.
Right. Whether they're being nice or they are actually maybe interested in you so that you could make the intelligent decision on whether you want to go for it or not, because rejection's a real thing. You don't want to be rejected in the middle of a supermarket because, it just kind of wilts the lettuce.
All right.
No, you know what I mean? It just
like I'll go with that. That's fine.
But
it wilts the lettuce.
But it is possible to get beyond that and say, okay, you know what? This may be something where I can try. Like, you know what? I don't do this very often. It's not like I'm hanging out in the supermarket asking girls out on dates. And I don't know what your story is.
That's not your thing.
Right. And I don't know what your story is, but I would enjoy the possibility of getting to know you more. And how about I text you my name and you see whether you're interested or not, maybe going out for a drink.
I mean, can we make this a thing? Can I make this a thing? Like, you pick up a guy or pick up a girl at a grocery store, and I'll pick up a guy at a grocery store, and we'll switch numbers.
No, we can't make it a thing because you're dating somebody. You are. You're actually dating somebody, and you actually kind of like them a little bit. So you don't. So I'm not gonna put something on you to do. And then the other thing is that how many supermarkets am I got to go to before I can find somebody that I'm even interested in talking to?
I mean,
so for instance, I went shopping to the Walmart today.
I don't know. Let's go with 10. Can we do 10? Can I give you 10 supermarkets?
I better. What am I shopping for? Because I want to be
a girl. You're shopping for a girl. Just pick up just 10 supermarkets. 10 supermarkets. One girl.
Good luck with that. Yeah. And do I want to go shopping at a Walmart or a Whole Foods?
Don't go shopping at a Walmart. I love you.
So, but that's what I do most of my shopping at. I do go shopping at Walmart because it is right down the street.
You're never going to pick up a girl at Walmart.
So, truth of the matter is, tonight, as I'm shopping and I'm thinking about this, I'm actually having this conversation in my head.
Okay.
And it's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. So I also went out. So I got some groceries and I'm like, you know what? It's her birthday tomorrow. I got to get her something.
So
with the cart of groceries, and I am an anal shopper. Let
you
me
are.
let me change that. I'm very weird when I go shopping. I start at the far end and I work my way down. I do not like the milk or the cold products to sit in my cart for too long.
No,
You know what I mean?
you start at the other opposite end.
Far end and work my way back. You know,
Yeah.
because I want the milk and the ice cream to be the last things that I get because I
Right.
want them. You know,
All
that's
right.
just how I shop.
All right.
And they always have the milk and the ice cream. They always have the ice cream and the frozen stuff in the middle, and then you still have more shopping to do. I don't understand why they do that, anyways. But that's beyond the point. So
He's
I'm
very angry about this whole
yeah, well, just because it's weird to me, because ultimately when you're going into my the way my Walmart stuff,
That's not how it is here in my grocery store in
you
Florida.
start at the
I
milk
mean,
and then work your way down to the peanut butters at the very end. Why
I
wouldn't
mean
you
that's
start at the peanut butter?
I don't have that issue. I don't have that issue.
Well, there you go. Anyways, so after I'm sitting there and I'm getting my yogurt, because my daughter likes yogurt and I need to get the juice because the kids like juice and stuff like that. There is a girl in the aisle who
Okay.
catches my eye. Just I'm like, wow.
She was
I mean,
cute,
I've never seen her there. I've never seen her there before.
but she
Uh,
was cute.
she
She
was
was
cute,
cute.
I and she had the right type of things in her cart that kind of expressed to me that she was single.
Okay. So what are the right type of things in her cart that leads you to have that?
A half a gallon of milk,
Okay.
small servings of stuff. You know what I mean? That's that. Like they said, like when you think of
Oh,
things,
like tiny,
you're not
like
buying a single
she
girl's
had
not buying
tiny
a case of
servings
soda.
of things. It wasn't a whole
Right. Correct. Correct.
big
It
serving. She
looked to
had
me like
tiny
there was a
servings.
single. She
Okay.
was a single serving. That's what she's doing. She's single
All
serving.
right. Single serving.
And and then I remembered that it's my daughter's birthday, and like unfortunately it was like okay, yeah, because I was thinking about maybe this would be a good test, and then I'm like
Mhm.
I can't do this right now because it's my daughter's birthday, and that trumps everything.
No, that trumps everything. However, why is that going to stop you from shooting your shot? Like you don't have to take her out. You
Right?
can say to her, it's my daughter's birthday this weekend. I would love to take you out this weekend. I can't because it's my daughter's birthday. I want to take
And
you out.
Easter
This
and all this
this
other stuff.
this is where it comes into okay. So I was in this has been one of my things that I've seen on TikTok lately. And one of my things that I've always said to you and to other guys, like, stop giving us options. Just say, hey, I'm going to take you out. Here's where we are going to dinner. Meet me here at this time. This is where we're going. This is a date. End of story. Are you gay? Well,
I'm all right with that. I'm game for that. I'm game for that. But
okay, but
the
you could have
matter
done
is
that.
so when I want to do that,
Even
when I
if
want to
it
do
was
something
a week away, you could have done that.
yeah, but first off, again, I hadn't gotten through the whole. Hey, can you grab that off the top shelf for me? You know saying that to a short girl is kind of funny. Like if I'm like, hey, listen, I can't reach that. Can you grab that for me? Do you mind if I pick you up and grab that for me? Like that would be a little weird, uh, but
Oh my
ultimately,
god. There is a TikTok that I
stop
wanted to
saying
share
that
with
word.
you about the whole swooping of the lifting up.
Nope, 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 nope. I ain't doing that. I'm not picking a girl up like that. I'm just not doing it. I can. I know I can. I'd be able to pick them up and throw them over my shoulder if I wanted to. I'm not doing that.
I mean, Jamie, let's be honest. You will 100% try this on me at some point in time in your life. You will swoop me up, pick me up, and I will probably fall right over.
Not anytime very soon.
No.
No, I think that's going to definitely be
Probably for my
far
birthday.
ways away.
No, it's probably going to be somewhere in May for my birthday, and we're going to be like, we're going to try this, and then it's going
to be May is tough. May is going to be tough because I'm not going to be able to come down for your birthday. I know that you're planning this whole thing for the baseball games, and I'm not going to be able to make it.
Don't
I'm sorry.
Give you angry face right now.
Well, that's because I'm going to the draft. So, I mean, it's going to be hard. Hey, listen, who knows? I may hit the lottery and I can start to do whatever I want to do then. And then I could come down for your birthday. But at the moment, daddy's got to work. Got to make sure the bills get paid and stuff like that. Kids like sandwiches. Kids like sandwiches. But hey, listen, guys, I have this up here. If anybody wants to join this StreamYard, come on in. Come join us and come. I want to hear what you guys got to say about this. I'd love to have people come on and talk to us about this and say that this is what they do. I mean, I've had thousands of cheesy lines. I have gone through the gamut of.
Okay, so what would be the worst cheesy line that you have ever done? Like,
I mean, so I'm good with one-liners. I really am.
You are good with one-liners. I give you that. You are good with one-liners. But come on, you have the word. There's been one that's the worst, cheesiest line that you've ever had. Come on.
I'm trying to think about it off the top of my head, the cheesy one. I don't know. Yeah, it's so you use the textbook ones back in the day, did you fall from the sky because you're that's it's again they're all cheesy. Right off the top of my head, see, I wasn't prepared for the cheesy lines. I just know that I've had them. I've been able to it's like when you're catching somebody and I don't know, when you're at a dance club and you're going up to somebody and you just be like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing all right. You you strike up that conversation. So and it's like, what are you doing? And she'll go, nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a shame. Why is that a shame? Well, because we're at a dance club and you are coming dancing with me. You know what I mean? Something weird like that where you're able to kind of just be quick about it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? When you grab the girl by the hand at that point and you're like, then they'll either follow you or they'll be like, no.
Yeah, hard pass. Jamie, hard pass.
Right. But ultimately, it's a matter of just shooting the shot anyways. It's not a matter of whatever.
Okay, so then why not shoot your shot at the grocery store?
Well, because at that moment, like I said, I noticed somebody. I thought that she was cute. I then remembered I had to go, get a present for my daughter, and that took precedence. That's it. That's what happened tonight. Now, does it mean that it's going to happen the next time? I mean, I'm going to go shopping on a Tuesday evening to see if maybe I see her again because I know she didn't buy enough food to last, for months. So maybe she goes shopping on Tuesday.
Maybe go back at the same time that you went tonight on the same day.
Right. That's kind of what I'm getting at. That's where you start. And that's how you start because, like I said, I don't typically go shopping on a Tuesday night, so I don't see them. I saw different people in there today than I don't normally see. And that's oh, I'm like, oh, who are you? Kind of thing. This is my Walmart, and I don't know you. You know what I mean? How is it I don't know who you are?
Okay, so can we at least get to the can we at least get to the fact that next Tuesday you're going to do that? If she's there, you're going to shoot your shot. Come on, give me a little bit of something.
So no, I can't do it next Tuesday because I'm going to be at a Phillies game. So, and that's going to be more important. So next week you're going to see me all painted up.
I mean, I love you all painted up.
And it's going to be standing up. And so I guess we should address the reason why we are on Tuesday nights.
We should. We were going to address this last week, but you
was gibbering. I was like, and I wound up falling asleep with my clothes on. Like, didn't even take my shoes off, clothes on.
I was trying to give you an out.
I appreciate it. I feel like that why lie? Why lie? I'm a single guy. Single guys, let me tell you, the truth will set you free. True. Don't need to lie. You don't need to lie. Just tell the truth. You're single. What's you gonna do? Break up with you? You're single again.
I was trying. Jamie got really drunk and fell asleep on me.
As I was trying to type in the show's name and stuff, I was trying to get the show up and running. It didn't work.
No, hard pass.
And like I said, it was. I don't remember much from like 6 o'clock on. I'm not sure. If something happened.
He literally called me the next day and said, "I don't remember anything. Did we do the show?" And I said, "Well, I did the show."
Right. I did not do the show.
And he goes,
which wasn't a surprise, which was not a surprise because it was, like I said, I woke up with like in full clothes, shoes on, like not sure where I was or what I was doing and how I got there. Just happened that way. And sometimes it happens that way.
It happens. I mean, it happens. It's Jamie. It happens. It's fine.
Exactly. But so the reason why we switched to Tuesday nights is because I have a show on Mondays and I have a show on Wednesdays. Yeah. And both of those shows were picked up by a network. And that network is now also streaming live onto a television station. And this television station is a Roku television station. It's called Zodiac. So it's not like I'm on ABC or ESPN or whatever, like NBC Sportsnet or anything like that. However, there are other open spots available. And after 10 o'clock at night, they do not do sports content. They do more comedy and more lifestyle shows. And this show is possibly in the running to get in the mix. So I don't want to say that we're going to be part of the network. However, there's a possibility. There's a possibility. And so share this out. That's what I'm trying to get at. Tell your friends about this show. Have them come on. Call in. Let's say I put the thing out there.
Pay attention to me.
Right. I mean, look, I did my hair for you guys. It's all nice. And,
you didn't do it there.
I do it. That's the whole shaky thing. I think it looks pretty good like this.
It's a whole messy. It's like my whole messy bun thing.
Well, I can't do a messy bun. Messy bun is not my style. So I only have one TikTok. I don't know if I've shared this TikTok before. I think I might have. I may not have. If I did, I find this TikTok so hysterically funny. I haven't spent a lot of time on TikTok this week because I was doing a lot of other things. Like I was at a whole bunch of sporting events and I've been working and, like I said, it's just been crazy and getting all this stuff together. But I do happen to have one TikTok available. And okay. I don't know. You may have seen it. You may not have. If you haven't, great. If you have, let's get at it. It's kind of funny to me. So let's go.
All in. Let's go.
So here are 5 things that women do that men hate but don't say nothing because it's just not worth the argument. Number 1. Ask us questions when we are watching TV or playing video games that require a response. Why can't you multitask? Bitch, if I put my pants on in a different order than I normally do, I will fall down. We can't, alright? Number 2, asking if we would smash your friend. Yeah, we would, alright? We would. 75% of us have fucked the couch. You think we won't smash your friend Becky because she only got 1 foot? Shit. Number 3, always being cold. Look, I know this one's not your fault, but it honestly makes us want to kick you into traffic. I don't want to carry your coat, bitch. I want to carry my coat, bitch. Number 4, hand jobs. What are you, 14? Put it in your damn mouth. I'm better at it than you. Like, way better. I don't need you. Put it in your mouth. Number 5, taking some food off our plate, then looking at us and smiling. I stole your french fry. You ever seen your man pause after you did some shit like that? He was thinking about flipping the table. That's what that was. Get your own damn fries.
I kind of want to kill him,
But he's so funny.
but he's kind of funny.
And I feel bad because I'm not sure if he's looking at me or the wall.
No idea.
But I kind of agree with him a little bit.
I mean, I agree with him a little bit. I mean,
Listen. If you have a hot friend and you're going to ask me if I want to get with your friend,
no, girls don't ask that. Girls do not ask that question.
Some do ask that question.
Okay,
they
if
absolutely
a girl asks you that question, then she is insecure in your relationship, and you need to move on because
with a friend,
girl that is secure with you is not going to ask you that question. No, you are not going. And by the way, she is only asking you that question, FYI, to see if her girlfriend is a really true friend. Because if she's gonna hit it, friendship over, done, out, peace.
Well, of course, if listen, the friendship is going to be over, especially if you hit it. Especially if you hit it. I mean, all right, come on. Everybody saw that Entourage, that one Entourage where what's his name was going to be sleeping with his girl and her friend. You know what I mean? And
you can't hit it and quit it with a friend. No, come on.
Well, if you're going to ask me, I'm. What do you want? What do you want the answer to be? What do you want the answer to be? Come on now. I mean, that's the thing. Are you looking for a no? Because we're lying then. Then you're lying about it. You're lying. You're straight out lying. Don't lie.
I would never ask you that question.
Well, that's good.
Never ask
because the answer is always going to be yes. I want to.
Hence, if I were to ever ask that question, I already know the answer, and the answer is going to be yes.
Correct. As he said, most of us want to pump the couch, let alone, like it's. If she's a hot friend, she's a hot friend.
I already know the answer, and the answer is going to be yes. And I already know the answer. Why? I don't need to ask a question.
So the one thing I disagreed with, but it has a caveat. I agreed with it, but it has caveats to it. The hand jobs.
Yeah.
So hand jobs, I agree. Put it in your mouth.
Yep. I mean,
but except in a car. I'm not a big fan of BJ's in the car.
No. Really?
Because I want to pay attention. I want to make sure that we don't get into an accident.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I can appreciate. I mean, I'm older now, so it's not as big. It's a little different now.
I happen to enjoy BJ's in the car.
How often do you get them?
It's been a hot minute. It has been a hot minute.
And that's what I'm talking about.
However, silly things that Crystal likes in her life.
Well, there you go. BJ's in the car is one of them. So, but other than that, I found that fairly humorous. And first off, every girl that I've ever dated is always cold. They don't ever want to wear a jacket. You know what I mean?
I'm always cold. I'm always cold. I have the worst blood circulation ever. And so here's one of the things I can tell you when I do date a guy. Here's one of the things I can tell you whether we're going to make it or break it, right? Because I am always cold. So I have cold feet and I have cold hands. If I can't put my cold feet on you without you like throwing the gasket about, oh my god, your feet are so cold, I can't touch them, we're never gonna make it.
Got you. So my ex was the same way. She would love doing that, and it was like a cartoon almost. You would
I mean, it's not a like love hate thing. It's just how I am. It's like I have cold hands, I have cold feet. I'm a snuggler. Jamie knows this because I will snuggle up to him. Right. I'm just a snuggle. I'm a snuggler. Like I'm like.
But when your feet are like icicles in Antarctica, and you decide to put them on my back, that's going to make me jump. It just does. Now I'm a radiator, so that initial reaction of where it's like I jump and you have the whole skeleton jump out of my body, like in the cartoons type thing. I come back after I get through that initial reaction. I'm all right with it. It's just that initial reaction is super cool. You know what I mean?
Well, if you can get over the initial reaction and come back in, then we're good. If you can't get over the initial reaction,
God, it's like
then we are not going to date. You are not going to get any. Period.
So, but I mean, I'm not. Hey, listen, I find every part of a woman's body sexy. So from head to toe. And so I'm not like skeeved about somebody putting their feet on me. You know what I mean? That doesn't bother me. It just, when it's super fucking cold, I am not interested in getting it's a shock. It's like jumping into super cold water. It shocks your system.
I can get that. I mean, I will shock your system.
So, and because ultimately, all right, now it's like, all right, I can warm them up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that it's always, how do I put this? It's always a surprise attack. It's never, hey, I'm about to do this to you. It's always, it's like when somebody takes a freezing cold soda can, on a hot day out of the fridge, and you're wearing a bathing suit, and somebody puts it down the center of your back and says, "Is this cold?"
You know that on the front end about me, that you know what you're coming into is that my feet and my hands are cold. You know that on the front end. Don't be shocked. Not shocked.
It's shocked when you sit there and you're all warm under the covers, and then the next thing you know is that you've got snow from Antarctica on your back. And it's not like on your legs or anything like that. No, this is straight on your back. And because I know that she would do that because I would, like I said, I radiate heat. So I'm like a furnace in the bed. You know what I mean? It's like I radiate.
First of all, I've never done that to you in bed. Second of all, I've only ever done that to you on the couch. And I've literally put my feet on your back, and you're like, Jesus Christ!
So,
you're so fucking cold.
It is. It's cold. It's cold, and I know that I'm hot. I'm hot all the time. That's what it is. So,
I'm laughing because this is a true
and it's a real thing. And I know everybody out there has done that same problem, has had that same issue going on. They've had the same thing going on. I know it.
Jamie, my feet are cold right now. Can I stick them on your back?
No, put socks on first. Warm them up a little bit. You know, or even let me know. Let me know. Like I would rub them and it would get warm up because my hands
I
are
don't
always
want you to rub my feet. I don't want you to rub my feet. I just want you to warm them up. I don't want you to rub them. I just want them warmed up.
See that now you're changing the whole dynamic of things.
No, rubbing the feet means that there's some sort of sexual innuendo there, and that's not
everybody
us.
has
I can just stick my feet on your back and
everybody has seen Pulp Fiction.
and be done and over with it.
So I understand. It don't mean nothing, but it always means something.
I'm dying. Woo!
The things that we talk about here on the Two Birds podcast.
I know.
So, but ultimately, I agree with that though because never wanted to wear a jacket, but she was always freezing.
I'm always freezing. Always freezing.
So why wear a jacket? Wear a hoodie. Wear something. Nope.
But why can't I wear your hoodie?
Can I tell you? I'm wearing it.
So no, because so there was a TikTok and I didn't save it, but I feel like it's kind of a new phase, and maybe Jamie, like you need to like engage on this whole thing, where there's guys that are doing the OnlyFans page, but they're renting out their hoodies.
Really?
Or they're
I've got a couple of good hoodies.
Or they're selling them. So you either rent them out or you sell them, and then girl, like how many of us girls are just like I just want a guy's hoodie.
Well, you know what? I know that people. Well, if I say people, I know that girls are big fans of hoodies. You know what I mean? Right. And I've got hundreds of hoodies. I have hundreds of them. There's some I'm willing to give up. There's some I'm not willing to give up. You got to be very special to get a couple of these hoodies of mine. You know what I mean? Because it's just, I'm not giving them up. I ain't giving them up. In fact, I gave up one. It wasn't a hoodie. It was a sweatshirt. It was a sweatshirt. For what
price would you give up one of those hoodies? For what price if you were to start a OnlyFans page, for what price would you give up one of those hoodies?
Oh, it would have to be like $200-300.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because there's a couple of hoodies that first off, I'm a huge fan of Under Armour hoodies. First off, for a couple of reasons.
For a hoodie, I mean, some girls didn't buy them. I would.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends. Well, I mean, especially if I've worked in it and it's sweaty and stuff like that, and you got my smell in it. That's a whole different scenario.
You've worn it. It smells like you. It has like your cologne.
Like my favorite hoodie is not something I want to give up.
Okay, well, you don't have to give up that one.
So, but that's what I'm saying. If you're talking my favorite hoodie, so hold on, I'll be right back with the hoodie. I got one. I happen to have one literally right here.
But what if she buys you a hoodie to wear? You wear that hoodie and then you send it to her.
That I would be more than happy to do that free of charge. Why
would you do that free of charge when you can get paid
You have to buy my OnlyFans page, so you get to watch me dance. Should I take this call? This is my ex right now. No, don't take the call right now.
Don't take the call.
Hey, listen, I got to call you back in a few minutes. I'm in the middle of a podcast, my dating podcast.
Okay, fine.
Bye.
We love you. Bye.
She didn't realize she was on live air.
We love you. Bye.
But yeah, it's like one of my favorites. It's the Wounded Warrior one, stuff like that.
Jamie, I feel like you have enough girls, like you have enough women following that could be a thing for you. Like you could do that.
I actually, you know what? I don't feel like I have a lot of women following me.
I beg to differ.
Well, okay. That's fine. It's not like I'm getting, it's not like I'm getting a lot of offers. You know what I mean? I'm not.
What do you mean by offers? Like girls are not like.
I mean, I'm a pretty friendly and approachable guy, I think. And if you're interested in talking, I can talk. I come to find that women like to start conversations and then stop. I started talking to somebody. So, in fact, if you're on my Facebook dating page, you only see me as the Philly sports guy. You only see me in makeup. So typically, the people that I get that respond to that are older women that are not my type.
You've had this conversation.
That are not my type.
They're not Jamie's type.
And those same older women are the same ones that'll come up and sneak.
I am not Jamie's type. I'm not Jamie's type.
No, you're not.
No.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
But it's those same types of older women that'll try to come up and sneak up and pinch my butt. That's also a thing.
That is also a thing.
That
However, I would do that because I also know that that's a thing.
Well, but I also have a nice butt. It's probably one of the better things. It's one of the better things about me. I actually have a very tight, like a nice ass. You know,
Jamie does have a nice ass.
That being said, you know, putting that in the rearview mirror now. I found somebody reached out and was like surprised that I guess swiped right on her. And she was like, wow, I'm like flattered at the fact that you did this. I'm like, why? I should be the one that's flattered. I thought that you were pretty smoking. You know what I mean? And
wait. This is a perfect segue of a conversation that I overheard at the bar last night, and continue on your story. And then I'll tell my story. But that's perfect of how that happens.
Got you. So all right, I'm like, I'm the one that should be flattered. Like I said, I think you're smoking. And so we talked back and forth for a minute on there, and it's like I'm not on Facebook as much as I'd like to be. So it's like, I will. Maybe you should text me. So
all right,
here's my number, and I just throw it out there.
Did she text you?
So, but I also threw my number out there to like 4 other people for like a few other reasons. So neither here nor there. I get up, hi Jamie. Because for other reasons other than dating. Like was like, hey, if you are interested, like here's my name is Jamie. Like if you're interested in meeting me at the Flyers game, here's my phone number. You know what I mean? If you want to take a picture with me at the Philly sports guy, here's my number so that you don't, because I talk to him on Twitter. You know what I mean? I talk to one girl on TikTok and she's always at Flyers games. It would just be cool to make a quick TikTok, but I'm not looking at TikTok to be able to get to be able to see this is what's happening.
We're not doing where I'm flying to some other state and meeting some girl.
Right, exactly. This is like
can we maybe do that? Like, could I hook you up? Like, could we maybe do that? Like, could I hook you
I wouldn't mind doing that as long as I had the funds and the availability and the time. That's what's most important. Like, I don't mind going across country. Actually, well, let's rewind. Let me finish my story first. So I'm sitting there and so she texts me and she's like, hi, Jamie. And I'm like, hi, how are you? Now, I don't know that this is her. This is like a random number that shows up. It says, hi, Jamie. I'm like, hi, how are you?
Okay.
She goes, I'm fine, just chilling, relaxing, doing my thing. How are you? I'm, doing wonderful, working and enjoying life and doing my thing and stuff like that. And like, I'm trying to figure out like, all right,
come on,
this could be one of 5 people now.
That's a stupid response. Why would you do that? I'm sorry. I don't know her. That's dumb.
Well, I mean, she was a little bit more involved in that. So I actually carried on a few minutes of conversation with the girl.
Okay. All right.
Found out a little bit about her.
Okay.
And then she was down in Florida for a number of years. She came back up to Philadelphia area, and why did you come back up? She goes, well, family, football, blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, and like football is very important. I'm like, any kids? Question mark. End of conversation.
That was it?
No more response. And it made me wonder, I'm like, do I respond back? Was that question a little too harsh? Was the statement of, hey, football is really important, especially since you see me as the Philly sports guy? Like what did I do wrong in that for the conversation to just come to a screeching halt? Made me think maybe she got busy.
No, FYI, she didn't get busy. She didn't want to answer the question. 2, you did not do anything wrong. You were engaging. You want to know more. You were asking a personal question, what you should do to get to know somebody.
Right. And it just stopped dead.
Ask that question, then no, just peace out.
And that was the end. So I was like, okay, good enough. So
end of story.
But that's kind of what happens a little bit. It becomes a little, hey, what are you doing? We start to talk a little bit, and then it stops. Something stops it. And I figure it's me because I mentioned something that's not supposed to be mentioned, I guess, or
Jamie, I love you. That one was not on you.
okay. And that's good enough. And that's good enough. I mean, I am trying my best to be engaging. Like I understand that I am. Hey, listen, I carry a lot of baggage.
You texted her. There was conversation back and forth. You asked very specific questions. You were 100% engaging. You did everything completely right. She opted out. For whatever reason, she opted out.
And that happens frequently. And I understand I've got a lot of baggage that I'm carrying. Being the Philly sports guy is tough.
It's hard. I mean, we talk about this all the time about how it's hard dating when you are a super fan. It's hard.
And my super fandom never stops. It's like I never have a night off.
I don't want to say it's harder as a girl because I think you have it just as hard, but it's just hard. It's just hard.
Right.
People don't get it. People just like the opposite sex when you're dating just don't get, like, they don't get it. They don't understand.
Well, and I agree. However, it's not their fault either. It's not their fault.
No, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. This is who we are. And
it's also not their fault that they can't.
It is not their fault. There is somebody out there that is going to love us and adore us for who we are and what we love to do and everything that we give to the world.
Well, as they say in the car business, there's an ass for every seat.
I have a great ass. Somebody's gonna love my ass.
So, but that's so now get to your story about the bar.
Oh, okay. So I was at the bar last night and I'm sitting there and I'm having dinner and I'm just like having a me night. Love having a me night. And I overhear this guy he's clearly talking about being on he's on Tinder, right? And
Okay.
he's talking to his buddy and he's going through Tinder, and he literally says to his buddy, "She's too hot. Oh, I can't." And then not a bad looking guy.
Okay.
Not a bad looking guy. He was not a bad looking guy. I didn't talk to him, so I don't know anything about him. Not a bad looking guy. Seemed pretty intelligent. Like, I just overheard the conversation. But then it started making me think, like, how many guys do that? Like, just swipe over a girl because it's like, oh no, she's out of my league. I can't.
So
And
I
those
will tell you
girls,
this.
and here's where I come in. Like, I feel like that has probably happened to me numerous times, and I probably want to date the guys that swipe over me and go, she's really hot, out of my league. And those are probably the guys that I actually do want to date.
That's interesting. Me personally, I get a little flummoxed
Really?
with a really hot woman. Like not, and I think because I try harder, I guess, and I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Like, so this is where I don't take my own advice.
I guess, JB, I should ask, like, if we did not know each other at all, would you swipe right or left over
you, I'd probably swipe right. I'm not afraid to swipe right. If you're smoking hot, I don't ever say, "Oh, you're too hot for me," because I want you to make the decision.
Why would a guy do that then? Why would a guy go, she's too hot, she's too pretty?
Well, there's a number of reasons why a guy would do that. I mean,
okay.
Self-assuredness is one of them. That's probably the first.
He literally did this while I was at the bar.
So, and then you start to think about like all the different reasons. Like, first off, and then you think about this in a couple of different ways. So you think of a hot blonde in comparison to a hot brunette.
Okay.
Like a hot brunette, you automatically assume there's a mental thought that goes in your head is that's too she's too much of a bitch. She's going to be a bitch. And there's a thought process. Now, I don't have that thought process, but I know that guys feel that way.
Really?
That the blondes are going to be easier
I'm just
to talk
too much of a bitch.
That the blondes are going to be easier to talk to. And I don't know why that is. So, but I am not afraid. I am not afraid to swipe. However, if I find that we're a match, I will sometimes get tongue-tied in talking. And I just won't, the confidence that I will have when it comes to everyday life will sometimes minimize.
Okay.
You know, and I don't know why it happens. And
so you get nervous and just say stupid shit.
I do. And
I do that.
Things that I think are funny, things that I think are going to come out right, don't.
Oh, no.
I mean, we started week one. I told you. I said, like,
100%. That's me. If I really like you, I'm going to get nervous in front of you, and then I'm going to say something stupid, and it's not going to come out right, and you're going to look at me like I'm an idiot. 100% me.
Right, but it's not because I'm afraid. You know, in fact, I know I've got a lot to offer a girl. You know what I mean?
We
the
both do.
problems become if I found the girl who I would want to spend maybe the rest of my life with. The hard part about spending the rest of my life with that girl is that she would have to also spend it with me. That's the hard part about that.
And
So
she would also have to spend it with me.
right, you know what I mean? Is that so there's it has to go both ways there. That all being said,
By the way, if you found a girl that you absolutely adored and loved, I'm all in. All in. I'm all in.
so would I be. But then the problem is that life moves on. The honeymoon ends at some point. And you find, and I'm going to say this, and the guys will be able to understand this. You find a really, really hot girl, and I'll show you a guy who's tired of her. And that's what happens. That's kind of what happens. That's the reason why that there are hot women, hot single women. Now, the playing field has changed now. There are a lot of hot single women now because they don't want the guy. They need the guy to be able to match the confidence. So when you get that 30
I'm gonna let you roll with that.
When you get that 30-second shot.
Yeah.
If you miss that shot, most girls are not going to give you a second shot. You're not going to get it.
No.
You have to work really hard to get a second shot.
True. That's true.
So, and that's the problem. So, because women have the control, like guys. So, and it becomes the herd mentality. There's one bull that does all the cows, and that bull scares away all the other bulls that are trying to get with the cows. And there's a mentality to that. There's a whole thought process to that. I mean, I have a friend of mine, and I won't go into any details, but I tell you, his confidence with women is ridiculously off the charts. Ridiculously off the charts. It amazes me that all he's got to do is just talk for a few minutes, and the girl is ready to go, to go take him home, take him wherever. Like it won't matter. I don't care if he like she'll go into the bed. Like he just has that type of personality and charisma. Now, when we're sitting there and he busts everybody's balls the same way I bust everybody's balls. So we have a very similar personality in a lot of ways.
Okay.
I can't match his confidence when it comes to women.
Why?
No chance in the world. And I don't know why. I wish he was watching this show because he would be perfect to come on and talk a little bit because he'd be awesome to just hear his perspective on things because it's amazing. It amazes me. Like I said, he's a good looking guy. He's not,
You're good, but Jamie, you're a good looking guy.
I agree. I don't think I'm ugly. And trust me, and I look at it.
You have confidence. Like I think that you underestimate yourself.
Well, sometimes I do. I agree with that a little bit. Like I said, that's where the weirdness and shyness come out at certain times when I am wowed.
Really like a girl or you're attracted to a girl, then all of a sudden it's weird and then you say something stupid. I mean, that's what I do.
Right. And the problem is that when you say something weird, there's your shot and you missed it. It's gone now. Now you got to work your way back in a much different way. And it just,
unless it's me where I do the exact same thing and then I'm like, oh, that's cute and funny.
Well, yeah, if it works that way.
Yeah. 90% of the time it does not work that way.
anyways, that neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. That what I'm saying is that there are certain times where my confidence lacks. You know, and it usually comes out when I am talking to somebody who I feel would make a very good addition to me, that they would compliment me well, and I would compliment them well. And the problem is that when I see that, and when you see that right away, and you go to take your shot, and you go like, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Blah, 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 you know, now all of a sudden you're a tool bag, and it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. So, and you can't circle back. It's too hard to circle back.
You can circle back.
Well, you can, but you have to live in the friend zone, and you have to continually work on the friend zone. Like, so when I'm in a friend zone, when I get in the friend zone with somebody,
you don't have to live in the friend zone.
But you gotta stop. You gotta listen to me. Shut up. When I'm in the friend zone, I'm interested in somebody.
Okay.
I can continually keep putting the bug in that person's ear.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, they're stuck having to do two things. One, stop being friends with me. Or two, take it to the next level. Because ultimately, I don't want to be in the friend zone if that's where it's at. Truth of the matter is that most of those girls, after I shoot my shot, aren't interested in being friends. And they can see through the fact that I'm trying to be friends because I'm trying to work my way back in again. So if you shoot your shot and you didn't make the shot, you airball or you brick something fierce, you know what I mean? They don't want you to come take your shot again. They don't want you to stick on the court anymore. You're done now. Your time has passed. So if you get to stay on the court longer, you'll continually try to take a shot. So, all right, it's like, okay, I'm shooting a half court shot. Woo! I threw it out to the crowd. You know what I mean? Now you're gone. Well, now I'm like, but I'm still on the court. I'm over on the back side of the court. I'm just waiting my turn to come back and go try to run up and do a dunk that gets.
Jamie, I cannot, as a girl, I cannot argue with this scenario because it's 100% true.
Right.
It's 100% true. Once you are in the friend zone, you're in the friend zone. It doesn't matter how many times you shoot your shot. Once you're in the friend zone, you're in the friend zone.
So most guys, when they're in the friend zone, like to be in the friend zone. You know, and it becomes a different concept. They feel that they would rather take care of you, and ultimately you're going to change your mind because they want to be close to you. Not me. That's not how I feel. When I'm in the friend zone, I'm always throwing.
That is not our relationship. So.
Yeah, it's not me and you. It's not me and you. Like I said, we are friends. I'm not in the friend zone. We are friends. We're not in the friend zone. So I don't want to, that's not what I'm talking about here.
We are very close friends. This is not us being friend zoned is not a thing. Like
right. Exactly. We're not doing our thing like that. It's a
no.
whole thing.
And so I have to tell you, so I talked to our buddy Captain Jack. Love him, adore him. And he said the same thing, like, he's like, oh, the two of you are a thing, blah, 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 like, oh, you must be dating. And then he saw us together. And then he's like, oh yeah, they are not a thing.
No, it's not a thing. You know,
they are not a thing. They have two completely different types. They're not a thing. They're really good friends.
It makes it easier. To be
able to have these we have a blast together, but we are not a thing.
So,
but it was fun. She's the one that's always. It was funny to hear Captain Jack say, like it was good. Like it was funny to hear Captain Jack say, like okay, yep, nope, get it, yep, they're not a thing.
Right, and like I said, I'm not I'm not afraid about it. Like I said, I know that you keep mentioning it to everybody, and I guess to make sure that everybody understands. But it's I feel like that it's already self-explanatory. You don't have to worry about that with me.
I don't have to worry about that with you. I feel like a lot of people out there think that eventually, like, we're going to be a
They're
thing.
going to think that anyways. They're going to think that anyways. You know what I mean? I said that's going to have to be season 5. You know what I mean? Or do they get together? This is
him.
Come on. This is like what are we talking about? Like NCIS when you had Ziva and what's his name? You know, the guy who wound up leaving the show to become a lawyer somewhere else. You know what I mean? He's got a whole different show now. But that's what I'm talking about. Those are the types of things that you have happen and such. It's
season 5. Maybe Jamie and I will sleep together.
Yeah, let's see that show. She does have cold feet, God damn it. But like I said, when I am in that friend zone, I force you to have to make a decision because you can't keep me in the friend zone. You're forced to not have me as a friend or allow me to take a second shot. And I have worked out second shots before. You know, it's like
I've seen you work out second shots before.
They don't usually make it. You know what I mean? Those shots fall again, you know. But I mean, I have had one or two make it, you know what I mean, where it's like they want to be friends, you know, they're not really interested, and then we start to date, and then we realize, well, maybe we should have stayed as friends. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down. I mean, I've had a girl break up with me before because she thought we were getting along too well and that it was only going to end poorly.
That's stupid.
That's what I said.
That's dumb.
And you know what?
That's stupid.
She was right. Ultimately, she willed into existence because we started. I'm like, what? You're breaking up with me because we're getting along so well? No, I'm not letting you. I'm not letting you break up with me. 6 months later, we were broken up. Because realistically, she knew what she wanted. She knew that I wasn't it.
Okay, so if realistically she knew what she wanted and she knew she wasn't going to get it from you, and Jamie, I love you, but
she couldn't verbalize it at the time. So it made things a little challenging.
You're a complicated individual, and
And this was before Superfan Jamie.
I don't even think it would matter if she could like tell you what she wanted. I don't think it would matter to you. Because if you were going to be that guy, you would have already been that guy.
Well, and I think that she probably saw some of that because I haven't changed. I am still the same guy. I'm very social. I'm always on the go. It's hard to pin me down. It's hard to keep me down. If you're going to be with me, you have to make sure you're on the go all the time because I don't stop. I don't stop.
No.
And when you try to make me stop, that was the problem with my ex and I. You know, and I love my ex to death. It's funny.
You do.
I could talk a little funny about her in this show. Truth of the matter is that she's a great mother. She's a great girl. I wish her all of the happiness in the world. We have become much better friends now.
As a person, you love her as a person. You guys are not meant to be together, but you love her as a person. You love the mother that she is to your kids. You love her as a person, and you know that the two of you together, not so much.
Can't work.
However,
we're different cloths.
You happen to be one of those guys that is incredibly amazing. That you have a great relationship with her because even though the two of you are not supposed to be together, she's still a good person, and you appreciate that she's a good person, she's a good mom, and you guys have
And we still, and I, it's funny because like
you
on
guys still
occasion,
have a really good friendship.
right? Because I get to share moments that we had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I even like I'll text her and I'm like, I happen to be looking at a picture and I just kind of just store at the picture for a little bit and I kind of remembered back in the day and then I share it with her. And I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to text you that hey, I want to get back or anything like this. This is not what I'm talking about. It's just that I'm in a feeling right now. You're the only person I can share this feeling with, and I wanted to share it with you. And she gets to share it back with me because then she understands. She knows exactly where I'm at, knows exactly what I'm feeling, and can reciprocate the feeling because then it makes her feel good. Because I'm like, hey, I understand that we are better friends now because of it. We hated each other when we were living with each other. We couldn't handle it. It was getting so toxic. The kids were changing. Now the kids are actually happier. We are happier. Like I said, she calls me if she's got problems. If she needs me to do something, we are give and take with each other now, much more than we were as in a relationship. And that's I wish I was able to have that with her in the relationship because then it wouldn't have been so bad. The problem was is that we're not cut from the same cloth. She wanted me to stay home all the time. I couldn't stay home all the time. My mind doesn't work that way. I don't operate that way.
No.
And that's the problem. And that's ultimately where the challenges were as as us as a couple. That's ultimately what's going to be the challenge with anybody that I'm trying to be with.
That's 100% true. That's 100% true. I kind of feel that way. I don't know if it's that or I don't know what my issue is. I'm a hot mess.
Well,
I'm a hot mess express who wants to jump on the train.
So I don't know. It's funny that we have these conversations because it's like how do you get beyond it? How do you actually talk about this stuff? It's hard, but
It is hard. It is hard. I just think I don't so many
so that's why I'm saying I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to be alone. I am comfortable in my own skin. I'm always on the go anyways. So it's not like when COVID hit, I fell into a depression because I spent 2 months in my house. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go about anything. I knew I wasn't going anywhere. I was stuck in here, and literally, I fell into a deep depression.
No, I remember this because I talked to you, and you were not doing good. I was not doing good. We both were not doing good.
Yeah, and then it's like then it was like, you know what? I can't help this. I have to go out. I got to imagine there's other people out somewhere, and that's what we did. I started going out and started to started going fishing. Literally, I was going fishing every day because there was nothing else to do. I'm like, well, no work, there's nothing happening. I'm gonna go fishing, and then I'm gonna go fishing, and then I'm gonna go fishing, and then I'm gonna go fishing. And ultimately, you start seeing other people that are around, other people that are out and about, and you start to.
You got to do something,
right? And that's what got me out of the depression. The fact that I was like, okay, I'm not settling at home. I can't do this. I can't. That was the depression that I was in when I was in my relationship because I felt that I needed to be home for her. And realistically, truth of the matter is I didn't need to be home for her. She wanted me home because she wanted to share her life with me. My life is on the go. And that's the hard part. So I can't share your life if you're not willing to share mine?
Then we go back to the 50-50 thing. Like, don't, like, and I'm going to go back to the same thing where I just feel like like any guy that I'm with or that I'm dating constantly feels like they need to change me, or I feel like I need to change for them. And then I'm not happy because then I'm changing for them and
Right.
I'm changing who I am.
They
And
made
then
a show
I'm
on
not
Broadway
happy.
about it. They made a show on Broadway about it. You're great. You're perfect. Now change.
No change.
And that's
Well,
kind of what happens. That's the hard part with it.
I'm just at the point in my life where I'm not willing to do that anymore. I've had kids. I don't want any more. So I'm good on that aspect. Like, I don't need, like, I'm not searching for a partner to have kids with because been there, done that. Kids are good out there. Done, over with. I am not looking for somebody to fulfill my life. Like, my life is good on my own. Would I like somebody to come into my life and bring something to it? Yes. However, if not, I'm okay.
Gaia.
Am I to the point where I want to get married again? I could. If the right guy came along, I would. However, I'm okay if I don't.
I've never been married. I mean, I've lived married, like a married couple, but I've never been married. And I tell you what, I am ready to throw a fantastic. I will only get married once.
See, and I've been stupid and married the wrong guys because
now,
I wanted to hold on to a relationship that wasn't good for me. And so I'm okay with not doing that. I'm okay.
So here you go. Bustmanco says a real man shouldn't be threatened by what a woman wants or to change them. And the truth of the matter is that you don't have to be threatened by it.
No.
But it doesn't happen. The woman's never going to change you. Like if you change for the woman, that is on you to be able to do that.
It's on you.
And that becomes being you're sacrificing.
It's the same thing as a girl. It's exactly the same as a girl. Like, I am who I am. If a man comes in and is trying to change me, it's not going to go over well. Why? Because I am who I am. I have the friendship.
But the way he's saying that a real man shouldn't be threatened, I'm saying a real man also is going to not lie about it. They're not going to lie about it. And he says it's Paul Semenko.
Right. I would. It's like if a man came into my life and had an issue with Jamie, I would probably feel like hard pass. Me and Jamie have been friends for years. I'm not giving up that friendship because you have now come into my life and now you have an issue with that. And by the way, you can be in the same room as me and Jamie and you can talk to Jamie anytime you want to. So why is that an issue?
Right. Then you don't ever have to be afraid of me or what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidated.
Intimidated. Right.
You know, I am. If you're intimidated by me, that is your self-confidence, not because mine is overbearing.
No, that is his issue and his
confidence problem
or his whatever he needs to work through. That's not something that I need to work through or like you need to work through with him. Like, It's done.
Exactly.
Done, over. Good.
So listen, we're going on just about 90 minutes. We've gone 85 minutes so far, which
I
is
know.
a little bit longer than what we did. But I tell you, when we're flowing like that, it's one of those things where I feel like it's worthwhile to keep going, because that when you start talking about real life, it makes sense. When you're trying to force it, it's not the same. But listen, guys, anybody who's on the show or still watching, please follow us on YouTube. I know that there's a lot of people that may be on my page or Crystal's page, but when you
follow us on YouTube,
you have to follow us on YouTube or follow us on our Facebook pages, because or on our Two Birds page, because we do not get to see when you put a comment down on our personal pages on that. So please, if you are following us and you're still watching, go to Two Birds page, either on YouTube or on Facebook, so that we can get the comments out. I'm sure that there's 100 comments that I missed here that I'm not able to see because I'm not able to get those.
There's probably 100. There's probably 100 between me and you. There's probably 100. But
I'm watching on my Facebook. It's just popping up more and more, but I can't get to it because if I go to that, I can't watch anything else.
I know.
Yeah, like I said, but I really do appreciate everybody staying around and watching us tonight. Like I said, I felt like that it was a really good, and I would love to start having some people come on and actually share some of their stories. And it's not always just going to be about dating. Like I said, it's my daughter's birthday, and I had to call up my ex to say what I should get her, and she says, go get her an Oculus. And I'm like, what's an Oculus? And of course, I'm at the Walmart and I asked if they have an Oculus, and they said no. And then I'm talking to the guy in front of me in the line, and he says his daughter's birthday is on Thursday. So it's like his April Fool's, and I'm on the 31st. And then I'm saying, yeah, she wants to get an Oculus. And of course, the cashier knows all about the Oculus and says, no, don't get the Oculus, get the VR for the PlayStation 4. And it's a lot cheaper. You don't need a Facebook page. All that happens.
What is an Oculus? Because I still don't know.
It's a virtual reality thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Because I don't know what an Oculus is. I feel like a really bad mom now.
Well, I listen. I didn't know anything about it either. I thank God the girl at the thing knew anything about it. I says, well, I should go to GameStop. She goes, yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Shows how far out of the times I am.
All in. Good luck with that.
Exactly. But listen, for everybody that's still with us, I really do appreciate you guys watching tonight. We're going to definitely shut it off. It's been 90 minutes, but hey, listen. Yes. Come on. You saw that I had it up there all day long, the entire show. All you got to go is to that link right there, and you'd be able to be on the show. Obviously, it's a little late tonight. You're not going to be able to come on the show now. But definitely, it's going to be on there every time. Every time I'm going to have the link on there. As long as you're over 21 and you are dating, or even if you're married, if you want to just talk about life in general.
I want to know all the details. By the way, I'm gonna have my friend Shannon come on, and she's a TikToker. She's amazing, and we are doing we're promoting a new hashtag.
Which hashtag is that? Do we want to announce it?
Hell no. We're not putting up with that shit. What? It's basically, why do girls minimize
other women?
No, what should be like just common courtesy, and we go, oh my God, he's amazing because he just did common courtesy stuff.
Right. I hear that. I have somebody that you should probably start watching on TikTok.
I love it.
I follow her now, and she's a liberal, so it's not something that I typically would follow. But she's actually, interesting to watch because she of her dating habits.
I love
Yeah.
Shannon. Shannon's amazing. She's actually here in Florida. We've met up. She's adorable. She has some great
So
advice.
she's one of those friends I'd want to sleep with.
Yeah, but she wouldn't sleep with you. Love you. Not gonna happen.
Is it the hair?
No, you don't have to.
All right, I'm just kidding. Anyways, guys, listen. Thanks for hanging with us. It's been a fantastic 90 minutes with you guys. I really do enjoy it. Thank you so much for hanging with us. And come check us out again next Tuesday, 10 o'clock.
Tuesday.
Two birds. I'm going to get an outro song sooner than later. I got a song coming. We got a song coming in and coming out. It's going to happen sooner than later.
Are you coming or am I coming? Can I come first?
Hey, maybe we should come together.
Oh.
There you go. Isn't that how it should be?
That should be, but not with
Good night, guys.
somebody else.
Everybody, have a great night.
Good night.